Gretchen Pleuss brought her Taylor 414 CE into my shop for some major repair. She dropped the guitar, I think when it was in its gig bag. It just slipped out of her hands and it hit the ground and hit just right on the edge of the lower bout here. And what it did was it blew out the binding. We've got a completely lifted part of the top here, cracked all the way to here. 3 more cracks that you can see. And then it had buckled right along the relief route. The relief route is something that Taylor patented a number of years ago. And the idea of it was to make the top more resonant by making the top just a little bit thinner right along the edge of the top. They did that by routing in a groove. And so this is the second guitar I've had in the shop in about 6-7 months, where when it took the hit, it caused a buckling of the top right along the relief route. So we need to repair that. Now, for those of you who own Taylors, or any nice guitar for that matter, I'd recommend not carrying them around in a soft gig bag. A foam hardshell case, a hardshell case, or a really well padded gig bag is different. But any guitar, if it falls out of your hands or the strap comes loose and hits right, is going to suffer damage. In this case, it just happened this way. On another guitar, something else would have happened that would have required repair. So let's get on with it, and I'll show you how we're going to put this Humpty Dumpty back together again. In this pic, you can see the relief route that Taylor uses on the edge of their guitar tops, also where it's separated from the binding and that nasty crack in the top. So before I clamp it and glue it, I put a jack on the inside of the guitar to keep it from buckling under clamp pressure. And then everything is clamped up underneath some cauls to make sure we get everything flat and level while it's drying with the glue. And very carefully apply just enough pressure to get the glue into the joints, keep everything flat and stable while it's drying. The guitar was left clamped up so that the glue could dry overnight, and now it is hardened and the repair is secure. And the next step here is to take a little scraper that I made and level all the glue joints and get the glue residue off of the scraper. Very gradually take off the excess glue and residue, and you can feel it with your fingertip where it's still not level. And then the next thing. Okay, well, Humpty Dumpty's been put back together again, and from this light, this angle, the repair is almost invisible. Other angles you can see a little bit of an outline of where the wood was fractured, as if it were a grain line. I put a cleat on the top of the guitar right here where that bad split had lifted the top, so that any future tendency for the crack to travel will be stopped by that cleat. So before I close out this video, I wanted to share a few observations about what to do if your guitar gets damaged like this. First of all, don't try and repair it with any glue you have around the house, especially Gorilla Glue. Just do your best to leave it alone. If it falls and cracks, don't try and reassemble it in that. Pick up any splinters, any finished chips that are present from the damage, and just bring it into the shop, and we'll get it back together again for you. The more it's left alone in the state it was in when it was damaged, the better the odds are that a really good repair can be done. So at the beginning of this video on the repair of this Taylor 414, I had mentioned Gretchen Pleuss, a local singer-songwriter, and a very talented one at that. And so she's here and has picked up her guitar, and, well, what'd you think?
Wonderful. I'm so glad to see that it's back to normal, and you can hardly tell that it even happened. And for as bad as that crack was, I'm really impressed that it looks and feels this great. So
great, good,
thank you.
Good. Well, it was a pleasure to work on it for you.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah. Listen, I usually play a customer's guitar at the end of these repair videos, but today it's a special treat because Gretchen is here picking up the guitar, of course, and so she's going to play her guitar that I just finished repairing to roll out the end of this repair video. So, Gretchen, thanks again, and I'm looking forward to hearing you play right now.
Thanks, Jim. I'll slip into my nightgown after hours, climb the stairs and have a drink, play the records that he bought for me last year, pour my backwash down the sink, and I'll call you in the morning and I'll say, honey, have a real good day. Then I'll fetch my coffee, sit and close my eyes, wonder how I got this way. Every time I convince my mind I can't fit my mouth to these words, the thought of you occurs. I've criticized the way that women walk, putting action in their hips, but I realize now with heels on both my feet, more is said with my closed lips. And I've had my music up loud for too long, I've grown tired of my songs, pleading charity for deeds I haven't done, to clarify what's right and wrong. Every time I convince my mind I can't